Hey everybody. Okay, so what we're looking at now is how to create a collaborators page pull request. I'm going back to the main page and we're going to just click over to here. This shows us the things. So this is the announcement, and here I said how to create your first pull request.
Hey everyone.
In this tutorial we basically go over how to put your name there. Now the next challenge for those who are looking to make their second pull request and do one that's a bit more significant is we're going to have this individual collaborator page. Might not last for a long time in the project because after a while we'll build it more. But here we've got Micro has created his first pull request and he's contributing. So now he says that he's looking for information on how to create a contributor page. So I am going to continue with the Chuck Norris thing and make a Chuck Norris contributor page right now. So first off, we need some images of Chuck doing a kick. Yeah. This one looks pretty great. Cool. So I'm going to save this image as a desktop. Cool. So now I've got an image of Chuck Norris on my desktop and I'm ready to get started. So the first thing I want to do is change directories into the place where I cloned the repository. In the instructions I tell everybody to clone their repository onto the desktop page. My desktop gets too crazy, so I've got it into a separate folder. I'm just changing directories into code. I'm listing my projects. I'm changing directories into open source. That's where I keep all this information. And now I'm changing directories into, learn to be a useful programmer. So when you did your git clone, this folder was created. And so once you're in here, now you're in the project. I can press Command K to clear. And if I press LS, I'll be in here. So the idea behind the collaborators page is you're going to have to change two things. You're going to change the index page and you're going to change your collaborator page. And then if you want to do a CSS, you can put it there, but I think the collaborator should have all their CSS and JavaScript on that individual page. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my text editor by pressing Atom and then the period key. That opens it up in the root, so I have access to all the folders that I had open last time I had this open. And so the first thing I'm going to do is just go to the index page, and I can also open the index page here using Safari so I can see the progress. The first thing I want to do is create a new branch. So git status, and I can say git branch. You can see I'm on the master right now, so I'm going to change directories. No, I'm going to do git checkout dash branch. So I'm going to create a new branch, and it's going to be C Norris. How do you spell Norris? Is it two S's? 2 R's, 1 S, / collaborator. Okay, so git status, you can see, or git branch. I'm on the new Chuck Norris branch, and so now I'm going to come over here. I've already actually added Chuck Norris into the list, so that was previous, but if I hadn't, I would change this now. And so this is going to update the index page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm looking at the above code. This is what I wrote to get my name in here, and this is a link tag. And so for me to make Chuck Norris's name turn into a link, I want to make it a link. And what we're doing is we're just having it. I'm just having Chuck Norris's name link to another page, and so that page is going to be the HTML page that's inside Collaborators. So to get there, to have the link access there, I'm going to go collaborators / Chuck NORISS.html. Even though I haven't created this file yet, and so I also want to close the link tag because it comes on after Chuck Norris, and I can save that now, and I can come back over here and then refresh this page, and you see now Chuck Norris is a link. But if I click it, has Safari been acting buggy? Maybe just because, interesting, yeah. I'm not super familiar with making these. So because the link, collaborators. If I inspect this, I'm inspecting the element to see what's going on here. So inside this TD element. There's here, and then chucknorris.html. Okay, so that's what we wanted. For some reason, Safari's getting a little glitchy. I might have to switch over to Chrome. But we know it's not going to work right now because we haven't created the page. So the next step is to create the page. So I'm going to do this. I could do it again in the terminal, but I just kind of want to show you guys how to do it if you were just in this normal thing. So say you wanted to be, oh, it's in here. Great work. Oh, maybe he just hasn't linked it up properly yet. Okay, so I'm going to continue with this tutorial though. I'm going to click here and I'm going to say, well, I guess I can't just add a new file here, can I? How would I do that? I would create a new file here. So I can go into Collaborators, press the right click, and then press A, and in my new file I can say chuck-norris.html. Okay, so now we've got a new page, and I can say, I can just throw something quick up there to just get the hang of making a page, you know. And then, well, now that I've saved the file, I just press Command S. I can go back over to here. Yeah, let's get rid of Safari. I'm leaving Safari for now. We've got the index page. I'm just copying the URL and I'm taking it over to Safari. Boom. Okay, so Chuck Norris is here. I can click here and it says the file was not found. Interesting. N-O-R-I-S-S. As you can see, I misspelled it. If you look right here, you can see I misspelled Norris, and that means that it was probably in the link. And so here it is. So I save that, and then if I refresh this, it won't make a difference because I have to come back here and click Norris. There we go, and now we're starting the page. So that's how you link your collaborator page up with the main page. Let's do a little bit more. Now that I've got this, now that this has been completed, I'm actually going to make it so that, now that that's completed, I can close the index page. And now that I've made that progress, I should come over here and save my work. So I'm going to go get status. And as you can see, it's got index collaborators. And so I'm going to go get add, because I want to add the index change. And I also want to add this new Chuck Norris page. So when I says get add, and then if I check get status, I can see that there's the two lists here. And so I'm going to go get commit, which means I'm going to stage the changes that I made on my local machine so that it's ready to go to GitHub. And then I just make a list of the things. So I add Chuck Norris collaborator page. And then I also index link collaborator page to index. Okay, git push. And then it tells me I need to push to this separate branch. So I go git push upstream master origin Chuck Norris. And now it's going to take a while, but then it's going to push up my changes. So now what I can do is come over to here and go to pull requests. And as you can see, my Chuck Norris collaborator one pops up now because GitHub recognized that it's there. And so add Chuck Norris collaborator page. And then I'm just going to put work in progress here because I'm not quite done with this. So this is just a message to hold the space for now. Create the pull request, and now the pull request is created, but I'm leaving it as a work in progress. So if I come over here and I see that it's a work in progress, I don't mess with it. Okay, so now we want to make this page cooler. Okay, so the first thing I think we should do is just keep this hyper simple. So we can do an image with a source, which is equal to, we're going to add an image somewhere in here, yeah? Oh, we don't even have a profile thing yet. I wonder what I did. I just used my avatar straight from the GitHub thing. But we can start making some fun, having some assets. Is that how you spell assets? There we go. Call this folder assets. And assets, okay, I just made a mistake. I made a file. I want to make a folder. Shift A. Assets. Okay. And then within the assets file, I'm just opening up a new window, going to the desktop, and I'm finding my Chuck Norris picture, dropping that in there. And then I think that it'll be assets/_cn.jpg. And then if I save that, it might pop up. Okay, it didn't pop up, which means that I linked it up incorrectly. So I'm just adding as the ... to say it's going from here. It needs to go back into the file structure, and then up it'll find assets, and then it'll find _cn.jpg. There we go, we did it. I'm going to make the width equal to 400 pixels. This is a little out of control right now. And then I say, what's a good Chuck Norris saying? This is perfect. We'll just make this in block quotes. Let's see, I save that. Come back over here. That looks pretty cool. All right, and so let's just make this all centered, because I don't want to do too much more styling. If you want to go crazy on this and make it a little bit better, you can style your collaborator page as much as you can. You'll probably be able to tell that the one that I did is considerably more styled than this. I'll show it to you in a second. But now that this has been saved, I'm just coming back over here and I'm going git status. As you can see, I don't know. Oh, the assets page has been added and the HTML has been updated. So I'm going to go git add. I'm adding everything. Git commit -m. I'm committing add image, add assets folder, and Chuck and with image of CN, and then update CN collaborator page. And then I'm going to go git push. I can go git status, and you'll see that it's not even there. It just says your branch is ahead of by one commit. So it's just reminding me you want to push your changes to make it work. So I'm going to go git push. Boom. Git status. Okay, so now that's up. Ooh, look at that. That's my ScreenFlow page. Jeez, I'm all over the place. Okay, cool. And so now we have this up here. And when I come over to my pull requests, I can see that this one has a lot of progress on it. There's this HTML I wrote, and then there's this change here, and then it also mentions the binary file for the JPEG file, and so that is ready to go. And I can come over to, let's see here, the pull requests, and now that I can see that that one's all wrapped up, I can just take a picture of it and add this to the it's sometimes wise because it makes it so that the person who's reviewing your pull request doesn't have to look so hard. But if you just add an image in here and just give a short description, that way when you make your pull request, you can see it's got this kind of, it's already complete. And then yeah, it can be merged in. Confirm. And so I think I'm going to do that on the back end, but for now I just have it open for everyone. And then if we go to the code, you can see my changes here, and you can go to the development page, and it still hasn't refreshed yet because it's just been pushed up to GitHub pages. So we're going to have to wait for a moment. It would be awesome. I could in the meantime, while we're waiting for it to sync up, we can just go to my collaborator page. You see, my collaborator page had some interesting stuff I changed. There's a formatting and there's some CSS, and it's mobile friendly, so you can look at it with a mobile phone and it'll still look good. The way that I did that was I used a skeleton framework, and so if you wanted to copy mine, that would be perfectly fine with me. You just have to copy all the CSS here and then load that in, And then you're going to want to pay attention to these divs where I have container, and I have things like button primary, and I have stuff like that. I think the container wrapped it up. That's quite simple. So yeah, if you wanted to copy some of the stuff that's on my page, feel free. And great work. It seems like there's some people joining and getting into doing some GitHub pushes, so it's cool to have you guys around. And I hope you found this video helpful. Keep going back to this page, because I might start adding some other information here to keep updated on the videos of the sort of table of contents of how to move through this thing. All right, thanks for watching.